All right, good, good. So once again, today is a good day for the great day. Today's a good day for you to step into your light. Today is a day where you are blessed. There are people who didn't get on the wake up list. And if you have the ability to be up, if you have the ability to be here, and you can hear, and you can put yourself in position, I want you to put position in the chat. I want you to put position in the chat. I want you to put position in the chat. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Before I begin, I'm gonna let some people in, but before I begin, I always want to introduce myself just in case people are listening and watching for the first time. My name is Sean Crumay, also known as the Mindset Mogul. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm helping six-figure, seven-figure business owners, what would we say, corporate professionals. We would say course creators. What I'm doing right now is I'm helping them retain their clients and grow their community. And I've been doing that for a while. I have generated, my team and myself have generated over $3 million in sales. So we've been doing this for a while, about 5 years now, and it's been pretty impactful. I remember being at the corporate world doing graphics for Netflix and Roku, and at one point in time, I only made $50,000 a year. I took home about 35, 38 or so. And fast forward a few years later, I'm now in a position that where now I'm taking home my annual income and monthly income. So now it's been an amazing ride, but I want to show you how to do the same. It's not just about me, it's about we. And the reason why I want to show you how to do the same because it wasn't about the money, it was about something else. Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. It wasn't about the money. It was really about the mindset. It was the mindset that set me free, that liberated me. It was the mindset that gave me the perspective to give me the direction to take my life into another realm that I only could have imagined in the past. Let me know if it makes sense. Let me know. Let me know if it makes sense in the chat. So I want to share this. So anytime I'm talking, I don't want you to feel as if you can't do this. I want you to feel as if you can do this. And I have a step-by-step process that's going to allow you to do this. It's going to sound like a lot of work at first, but I want you to realize that if I could do it, you can do it. Let me adjust this camera here. If I can do it, you can do it. Somebody put in the chat, if I can do it, you can do it. Now, when I'm not helping my six-figure, seven-figure business owners, I'm also helping people who are, as I mentioned before, in the corporate world. It could be an employee, it could be an employer. It doesn't matter because all the principles work the same. So it just depends on what you want. If you want to make an extra stream of income with your current existing job, then that's possible. If you would like to leave your job and make your business work for you, make your money work for you in that way, and you can run a company, that will work for you too. It's just a matter of choice. Somebody put free will in the chat. You have a choice. Somebody put free will in the chat. You have a choice. Somebody put free will in the chat. You have a choice. You have a choice. So I really want, when I say you're the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop, I really want you to see that for yourself. I really want you to see that you have the capabilities to create whatever it is that you want. You just have to go out there and be the person that puts the work in. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. So things can come to you easily and effortlessly, but you have to show up for you. And the idea behind this is, what do you really want? Right? What do you really want? When I look at it, I say, I want a life of love, connectivity, financial prosperity. You got to say what it is that you want. Now, granted, if you're dealing with time management issues, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you're dealing with time management issues. If time management could be better, I want you to see difficulty differently. Whatever you're going through, I want you to see your obstacles as opportunities. And I really would love for you to harness this skill. Somebody put the word skill in the chat. I want you to harness the word skill. Perspective, seeing perspective as a powerful skill to help you step into your seven-figure earning potential and become more effective in less time. I want you to see perspective as a skill because your perspective is what's giving you your direction. Like you have what you have in your life because you are who you are. And we're gonna go down with basics. I do a lot of philosophy as an award-winning thinker and author and speaker. I'm mainly basing anything that I'm speaking of based upon principles, right? Universal principles, things that work in different arenas. But I want you to understand this is psychological. Like a lot of what we are experiencing is happening from where? Let me know in the chat. A lot of what you are experiencing is happening from where? It's happening in the mind, right? It's happening in the mind. The mindset is the GPS to your success. So they say the most, well, the greatest tool in the world is the mind because everything that you have here was created in the mind first, right? It was created in the mind first, right? Let me know in the chat. Was it created in the mind first? I think we all know that this stuff was created in the mind. The jacket that I'm wearing, the devices that we're all looking at, it was all created through the mind first. And then from the mind, we print it out into the 3D world. So the mind is the greatest tool, but there's another caveat to it, and it's about the most powerful tool. Somebody put in the chat, what is the most powerful tool? If the mind is the greatest tool, what is the most powerful tool? Well, the most powerful tool is a made up mind. Thank you, King. The most powerful tool is a made up mind. So you have to make up your mind. That's why I broke it down simple on our last class. I said it's either you're going to be an employee or an employer. Let me know in the chat which one do you want. They're both good because you're gonna have to do both anyway. You're gonna have to do both regardless. And then inside the 4 levels of impact, it shows you the step-by-step blueprint to be able to get to where you want to be. Some days implementation is gonna be great, some days it's not. Some days being an employee is gonna be fantastic, and some days it's not. That's just the ebbs and flows of life. Somebody put ebbs and flows in the chat. So I want to get to the whiteboard, right? But I want to say something to you. When we're talking about time freedom, financial strategy, becoming more effective in less time, stepping into your 7-figure earning potential, tell me what stands out to you. Does any of that stand out to you? Do you want any of those results that I mentioned? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Do you want any of those results that I've mentioned? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Okay. So which one is it? Which one is it that you want? Do you want time freedom? Let me know exactly which one you want. You want time freedom? You want to step into your 7-figure earning potential? Which one means more to you? And you don't have to choose one or the other. I just want to know which one is the driving force. Which one is going to be the motivation, the why behind it? Let me know. All right. So a lot of us are saying time freedom. Okay, so that's the key. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I wasn't big on watching the news because the news has negative information. But you now, at this level of life, you have a certain filter, right? The same things that affected you when you were a child may not necessarily affect you the same way right now. Let me know if that makes sense to you. So I'm watching the news and I'm understanding, wait a minute, there's some things that we must be aware of because the news have what we call predictive programming. Are you aware of what predictive programming is? And all of us fall victim to it in some sense because it plays on the subconscious mind. The whole pandemic, excuse me, don't let them cut that out on YouTube. The whole, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that thing. The whole thing, it was what we would call psychological warfare. It's psychological. It was so crazy where they tell you that you had to get something one day, and then 3 months later they tell you that you don't have to get it, and then you already got the thing, and it's this whole other war. It's psychological warfare. This is a warfare on the mind. You must protect your mind. Somebody put in the chat, I must protect my mind. Because whatever you tune into, you turn into. Whoever has your attention has your ascension. And when I talk about you becoming a new version of you, you must become somebody new. You must renovate. You must innovate. You must collaborate because we want to be able to take our mindsets, turn it into a tool set to create cash flow and assets. Why? Because assets produce income. So I want to start sharing my screen in a second. I want y'all to think about which assets do you want. Assets produce income. You can have digital assets, you can have physical assets, but I'm gonna let you know this. The world is changing as we know it. The world is changing as we know it. There aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success. This will not change. The world is changing as we know it. But there aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success. Systems are the way to freedom. When you lock yourself down in structure, you can start to create freedom. A lot of us don't want to lock ourselves down in structure. One of the structures that we don't like to do and we avoid a lot is, let me know in the chat, what's one thing in the community that most people avoid as far as a system goes in the structure? That kind of puts us back a little bit. Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna give you a hint. Inside this community, inside the melanated communities, the dollar stays in the community for about 6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours. Why is that? Because we don't like to lock ourselves down in a system of budgeting until we have to. A lot of times we get extra money, right? You ever get extra money from somebody and then you get that extra money and you give it right to somebody else? Uh-oh, I'm calling somebody out now, right? I'm calling you out, right? I am, right? You get that extra money. Oh, I got an extra. You got an extra stream just come in, and then you just take that same extra stream and you go, okay, here you go. Gotta stick to the structure, family. Somebody put structure in the chat. I know I'm doing a lot of chatting, but this is how we get into it. So I need you to get focused, right? The world is changing as we know it. I want everybody to be aware that there's a breach in the system. I'm telling you right now, there's a breach in the system. I'm telling you right now, there's a breach in the system. Hold up, I got to get a close up on this one. Hold on, they're gonna have to do a close up on me. Tell them to add my spotlight. You got to do a close up on me on this one. Listen, there's a breach in the system. There's a breach in the system. All right, I'm letting everybody know right now. I'm letting everybody know right now. There's a breach in the system. So here's what I want you to think about. This is what I want you to think about. The dollar is collapsing. Are we aware of this? The dollar is collapsing. Let me know in the chat if we're aware of the dollar collapsing. Let me know. Inflation, that like literally the inflation rate is at an all-time high. Am I making this up? Let me know if I'm making this up. I know I seen a meme on TikTok. There was this guy, he's at the grocery store. He had a shopping cart. And every time he put eggs in his shopping cart, the women would look at him. And every time they put more eggs in, they start licking their lips. I'm like, what's going on? Well, I don't get this. So I go to the comments, and the comments is like eggs is at an all-time high. So if you can afford to buy eggs, you kind of got it like that. So I was like, dang, that's where we're at now, where you can get a woman based upon buying eggs. Oh man, I've been shopping in the wrong places. I'm plant-based. I don't get eggs anymore. I got to just go throw some eggs in my cart just to get the looks. And then I'll take them out after, okay? Just to get the looks. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. But the point that I'm making is that money is being lent at an all-time high. Hey, think about it. How many people getting funded? I'm gonna be honest with you. We got people funded over what? $50 million. And a lot of times y'all seen it on the calls. Sunshine, give us a number that we got people funded on one call. Because mainly we have you doing the note taking on it. Give us a number.
The last one was over 10 million.
The last call we did was over 10 million alone on one call.
Yes.
Okay. So I know y'all understand what I'm saying now. How many coaches and mentors y'all see online now? It got funding. They're getting you funded. Have you seen funding businesses at an all-time high? Let me know in the chat. I want y'all to relate to me so y'all don't think I'm making stuff up. I want you to fact check everything that I say, because I don't want you to just move from my attitude and my intention and my motivation and my knowledge and my expertise. I want you to do your own research. So money is being lent at an all-time rate in history. So do you know what that means? Money is being lent. So if money is being lent out, that means what? What does that mean? That as of today, the US debt is astronomically high. This is why Mr. Brooklyn would get on here and he'll say so much. He'll say, hey, look, man, we got to be debt free, because he understands what's getting ready to come with that. If inflation rates are increasing, if you're being lent money at an all-time high, chances are you're going to fumble the bag. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the banks are betting on you that you fumble the bag. Okay. They are helping you out. You got to see difficulty differently. They're helping you out. But I want you to realize that AI is taking over. AI has been exploding. AI has exploded into $1 billion industry. But how many of you actually own AI? How many of you actually have AI? How many of you are getting paid from AI? How many of you are resistant to AI? Let me know in the chat. How many of you are resistant to AI? Let me know in the chat. So banks right now, banks right now are fighting over the rights to use what? What everybody thought was a scam, banks are now fighting to use to get what? Let me know in the chat. What are banks fighting over to get? They're literally fighting over right now to get to acquire this asset that everybody was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I ain't, but you heard a lot about it. And there was a lot of people who benefited when they put their money in when everybody doubted it. And now it's worth over $30,000 for one coin. The banks are now fighting over cryptocurrency. So if banks are fighting over the acquisition for cryptocurrency, and how many of us own crypto? I own crypto. I'm gonna be honest. I own crypto. I don't even know where it's at. I bought this a long time ago. I said I got to go back and find this. Luckily, what I did is I stored everything in my computer, so I got all my information in here. I said I need to go back in here. I woke up. This was today. I woke up today. I'm like, dang, because I was listening to this audio yesterday, and I was reading. I'm doing some research, and some of y'all may know Jose and the social media guy. Your social media guy. He comes out to the events. He does most of our photography and videography. And him and I were talking, having a strategy meeting, and I was just like, bro, like we definitely need to tap into crypto, right? He was telling Mr. Brooklyn Business of how all this is happening. And I want to be honest with you. If you haven't even looked into cryptocurrency, you should at least look into it. You should at least look into it. I think I put $1,000 in it. I put $1,000 in. I got to check to see where it's at. That was like a year and a half. I got to check to see where it's at right now. I haven't even checked, but I'm letting everybody know right now. Write this down. We are in the middle of the largest wealth transfer in American history and maybe even the world. Maybe even the world. The world is changing as we speak. You're in the middle of the largest wealth transfer. This is why banks are lending at an all-time rate. You've never seen this before. You've never seen it because it's never been done until now. And there's a reason behind all of this. In the midst of the matrix is you. Let's share the screen. In the midst of the matrix is you. Do you want the red pill? Do you want the blue pill? Let me know. Let me know right now. Be honest with yourself. Some of us rather not know the truth. Like, let me know if that's you. Baby girl, don't tell me the truth. I'd rather not know the truth. Keep lying to me. Don't tell me nothing. Just keep lying to me. I love it when you lie to me. Which one do you want? I want y'all to tell me right now in the chat, which one do you want? Do you want the red pill or do you want the blue pill? See, this system has our communities hooked on pharmaceuticals and dopamine. Y'all know the dopamine. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All the screens that we tapping into all day, everything that we just scroll and scroll and scroll on. Like you get a lot of dopamine from this stuff and it kind of keeps you stagnant. Some people are making a lot of money just by creating videos online. There's people winning awards just by creating videos online, making millions of dollars. I remember when I went to go collect my $1 million award, there were so many influencers there. It was ridiculous to me. And it just showed me the power of the new wave of technology. And most of us are afraid of the new wave of technology, right? We have to now do something different. Somebody put different in the chat. But first, I want to go back in the chat and I want to make sure I see what y'all put. Do you want the red pill or the blue pill? Blue pill means you stay in la la land. You don't wake up to the truth. You continue living the life you have. I don't write on this whiteboard or blackboard, however, which one I'm going to use today. If you take the red pill, I'll show you what's possible. See, this is about time freedom. You have a choice to stay in bondage and trade your time for money, or you can take a risk for your freedom. When we talk about personal and professional development, with it, you create a life you love. Without it, you have the life you have. What's your choice? Let me know in the chat right now. What's your choice? Somebody said they want purple. Somebody said, give me a little bit of both. See, the issue with having both is that you never know which one is which. Did you hear what I said? If you're saying you're looking for purple and that's red and that's blue, if you mix them together and you get purple, you never know which one is which. See, the truth of the matter is most of us don't even want to take the pills, and some of us take the pills not even knowing it. You got a choice right now. Which one do you want, red or blue? Let me know in the chat, red or blue. Somebody said black. All right, y'all go crazy. I'm honest. If y'all tell me, I'm giving y'all the autonomy. I will go on the board and write and give you the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, you know, I really don't know what to say. You're just gonna fall behind, man. That's a life you got to think about. You got to think about that. You're gonna fall behind. But the idea is to first assess, assign, align. So inside of this RIC method, there's gonna be certain layers to this. But the first thing I want you to do is assess your life. Like that's what we basically just was doing, right? We were just going through the assessment. Um, let me know right now. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Do you feel, hold up. Do you feel right now that life is moving in a way that you may feel behind? Let me know in the chat. Do you feel like things could be working for you, can help you become more effective with your time, help you give you more time freedom? Like you have all of these delivery apps. I know they come with a premium fee, but you have all of these services. You got ChatGPT. You got a lot of things at your disposal, at your fingertips that you could just click. You could look at the weather on your phone. You have a computer as a phone. Like literally, there's so much you can do. And so it depends on how you see everything. But I want you to assess. What is it that you want? What is it that you don't want? What's workable? What's non-workable in your life? So playing small is non-workable. Playing small is non-workable. I need you to give yourself an assignment. What's the assignment? What's the assignment? If playing small is non-workable, we got to get rid of that. What's the assignment? You have to play full out. The issue that most people have is they're not willing to take the risks for themselves, but they're always willing to take the risk for somebody else. When you, and this is not a knock in a corporate world at all, but when you have a job, you're taking the risk for somebody else. It's not a knock at all. We love to have the job. What I'm saying to you is, okay, you got the job going on. Okay, cool. But what risk are you taking for you? Because at any moment that job could cut you off. I remember being at the corporate world, and I love telling the story because I want you to realize it could happen to you. One of the best employees, I lost over 55 pounds in 41 days dealing with this cancer, gastroesophageal reflux disease. At this time, this was esophageal cancer, and I lost over 55 pounds. And literally, they gave me a month off. I wasn't really off. They just gave me a month at home because I was, getting sick from coming into work, traveling and being around. I'm in New York City, no car, just taking the public transportation. And usually I was just taking the train. And then I started to realize I need some time to be home and heal. And at the end of the 30 days, they called me back into the office and gave me an ultimatum. Hey, you could stay with us or you could leave, but you have to be in the office. Okay, got to be in the office. And meanwhile, this is right before COVID. I'm like, I can't work from home. It's like, no, you can't work from home. And then fast forward 8 months later, everybody's working from home after I done left. I was like, oh man, I picked the wrong time to leave. Could I just have stayed it out, man? Could I have? Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. All right, so we're not there anymore. But the problem is, most of us are willing to take risks for someone else. Every day you get up and you risk your life. You go to work in the snow, you do X, Y, Z, but you do it for someone else. But the moment that we're asking you to do it for you, you don't want to do it for you. So I need you to play full out. Let me know in the chat if you're going to play full out. The idea here is to be in alignment. So now you got to be in alignment. Now you have to be in alignment. What do you need to be in alignment with? You have to be in alignment with your vision. You have to be in alignment with your vision. A lot of times, what's your vision? Put it in the chat. You say you want to make $50,000 a month. You say you want to do X, Y, Z. You want to hang out with your children more. You want to be able to travel the world. That's your vision. But you have to be in alignment. You have to assess your life. Are you spending so much on things that you don't need? Are you buying too many cosmetics? Let's be real. As a woman, this is not to call out any women in negativity, but y'all let me know. I'm not a woman, but I do know some women. And a lot of women have a lot of half-used things. So I was at my sister's house, or sister's apartment, helping her move one time, and she had so many bottles of like cosmetic stuff, like hair products, makeup, and it was all like half used. Let me know if I'm in the chat, if I'm making sense, or am I reaching? Am I reaching or am I right? Let me know. Let me know. Am I reaching or am I right? So I want to know, are you spending your money in places that you do not need to spend your money? It's not bringing you back anything. So when you talk about getting out of your own way, I need you to get out of your own way. Somebody said, I'm getting out of my own way in the chat. Somebody say, I'm getting out of my own way in the chat. Jamil said, no, I'm not letting the drop go to waste. I'm using all of it. I'm squeezing it. You know how you get the end of the toothpaste, you start rolling it up? No, that thing is done, baby. Ain't no more paste in that tube, okay? Let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. It's okay. We have to let go of things that's not serving us. We have to let go of the things that is in our way, because literally it's our belief system. So when it comes to our belief system, we need to now renovate. The first word in the RIC method is renovate. We have to change our belief system. Change your belief system. Why would it be beneficial to change your belief system? Because you're operating through a subconscious paradigm. So let me give you an example. So this is your subconscious. This is you. As you hear things, it goes into your subconscious. As you hear things, it goes into your subconscious. Like right now, it's going into your subconscious. As you see things, it goes into your subconscious. As you smell things, you ever smell something and you're walking around one day and you get a smell that reminds you of something, gives you nostalgia. Maybe even better example is maybe like grandma's perfume. Oh, that smell like grandma. Or grandma's house. Oh, it smell like grandma's cookies. Or the thing that I know that everybody can relate to, popcorn. You ever walk into a movie theater and you smell popcorn and instantly think about popcorn? Instantly start to want popcorn? Or you might be at the mall and you might smell. Let me know in the chat. Let me show how everybody got the same subconscious effect. You walk into the mall and you might smell what? What's the thing that you could easily smell? Right, there we go. Cinnabon. Everybody's gonna say the same thing. It's a subconscious trigger. They understand subconscious triggers. They're operating on subconscious triggers. If you go in a mall and you walk past a store, what do they have in the window for display? Not just one store, almost every store. Why? Because it's subconscious. So before you pick that outfit out, that outfit was probably on a mannequin. Make sense? Before you pick the outfit out, it was probably on a mannequin. It's a subconscious. So everything that you're seeing and hearing and dealing with is a subconscious thing. And guess what? The subconscious thing produces a program. Now, the program could be two-sided because everything has two sides at least. There's no one-sided anything. Everything has two sides at least. So the subconscious is producing information. It's creating what we will call a belief system. It's creating a belief system. Now, the belief system could be good or bad, but depending on the way that you are currently feeling your life, depending on the way that you say, let me know in the chat if your belief system has you feeling good or has you feeling not so good. Put it in the chat. Be honest about where you're at. Be honest about where you're at. Are you building momentum? Are you starting to move towards something that you could clearly see? Are things happening in alignment for you? Are things you starting to unfold in mysterious ways? Let me know in the chat. Is your belief system moving for you? So I want you to realize, okay, cool. Your belief system is something that's huge. So now I'm going to leave that there just for now. Now you want to innovate because it could be a little bit better, right? Like things could be a little bit better. It could be a little bit better. So we want to change the way we operate. You want to change the way we operate. So now we want to change the way we operate. So if you know that there's some subconscious issues that's been plaguing you, you may not even know, because this is why we need teachers. This is why we need mentors. This is why we need help. We need guidance. We need counsel, because we may not be able to see something that others can see from a bird's eye view or from a higher vantage point. So the reason why God has a higher view or a better view than most of us down here, because if you're down here, I would say, if you're down here, and you're in the streets, can you see over the buildings? Can you see over the buildings if you're down here? Let me know in the chat. Can you see over the buildings? You might not be able to see over the buildings, right, when you're down here, because there's something blocking your view, because you have one point of view. You have a view that is at ground level. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad view, because you may know how to navigate the streets. You may be a wizard at navigating around issues and problems. You may be an issue at being able to walk other people around issues and problems, but you can only go as far as you can. But let's be real here. When it's time to go to a vacation, when it's time to go somewhere where we want to enjoy ourselves, what do we usually do? Or do we usually walk there? Do we usually walk there? Let me know in the chat. Do we walk to vacation? Like some of us do. Some of us call vacation getting to stay in the bedroom or going to the living room, and that's a vacation, sitting on the couch. Right. So we must fly. We must change the way we operate, change the way we move. So we fly. So what do we essentially do? We get a higher vantage point. So this is what it would look like from the bird's eye view or God's eye view. See, if this is you, and some of y'all may know this, I know my girl Sunshine know this game. Is it, well, I don't know. It's a game. Sunshine usually know a lot of this stuff, but it's a game that you would play and you just like get around this, basically like a maze, right? You'll be able to get around all of this stuff. And which would be easier? Which would be easier to get to point A? If your goal was here, if your goal was right here, this is where your goal is at. But this same point of view is this point of view. So your goal is over here, but behind these. You don't know that because you can't see it. But if you were able to see from a higher point of view, which point of view would you be able to get to your goals faster with? A higher point of view or a lower point of view? Let me know in the chat. I don't want to spoon feed you the answers. I want you to really use your brain, just really answer it, so that way you can get the ideas in a simplistic fashion. But if you were looking at it, it's easy to navigate. This is why God can't be wrong, right? Because God has the highest view. So God could easily tell you multiple ways on how to get to that same thing. God can show you multiple ways on how to get to the same thing. And you might just be scrambling your mind. Is it over here? Oh, no, it's not over there. I got to start a new business. All right. Is it over here? Oh, it's not over here. Oh, I got to get a new girlfriend. Oh, is it over here? No, man, I got to get a new house. Like, and you're just doing a whole bunch of stuff, hoping something works. Let me know if it makes sense. Let me know if it makes sense. So which one is you right now? Be honest about where you're at. Which one is you right now? Which one is you right now? Let me know in the chat. Which one is you? I think we're moving. I think we get it. We're getting an understanding here, right? So you must change the way you operate. Change the way you operate. The innovation process, changing the way you operate. That renovation process, you must change your belief system. Now, it goes deeper on deeper levels, but I'm giving you the basics of it. You must renovate. That's why the word is renovate. When you get a house and you're looking to, maybe fix and flip or buy and hold, what are you looking to do first? The first thing you're looking to do is renovate. And then once you renovate it, you gut it maybe. You maybe change the flooring, you maybe change the cabinets. What do you do now? You innovate it. You change the way it operates. If it was an old bathroom, you put a new bathroom in there. You take out the tub and you put a stand-in shower. And maybe if it was an old door that had the old latches that you would put the locks, you maybe replace the door and put a keypad lock. So you change the way you operate. You take out the old stove. If it's an old stove, you put a new one in. Maybe you put the electric one in. So you change the way you operate. Let me know in the chat right now, which way would you change the way you operate if you could? Like, are you waking up late? I know for me, the last week and a half, I've been going to bed late. That's why you see my face looking tired right now. I've been going to bed late. I have to change that. And I'm not saying this to say I'm preaching something to you that I don't do. I'm telling you this is something you're gonna have to do continuously, no matter which level of life you're at. No matter which level, you're gonna have to continue these steps. Every day you eat, you've been doing that since you were a kid. Every day you go to the bathroom, or hopefully you do, you've been doing that since you were a kid. Every day somebody complaining about something, you've been doing that since you were a kid. Okay. So stop complaining about some stuff. Create some solutions. All right. So we're getting the point here. So the next level of this is the C, right? And that is the collaborate. So we want to collaborate. This is working with other people, places, or things. So people, places, or things. So PPTs, working with PPTs who are already doing what it is that we want to do, or who are striving to go there. So for example, in this illustration here, we don't want somebody, like if we're looking to go higher and be over here, we don't want somebody who rather work over here. And this equates to your family and friends. So you may be the person that can see the mission and see the goal, and you're like, all we need to do is go get the credit fixed, get the funding, get the business, and we can operate it, get the marketing, and then get in front of the people to deliver it. Or some of y'all might say we could skip all of that. We could skip all of that. We could just buy an existing business. We can skip it all and buy an existing business. What's better than creating a business? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. What's better than creating a business from scratch? Let me know in the chat. Buying an existing business. So you might be telling your family and friends, hey, come on, I know the way to go. Come on. And your family and friends may just be going the other way. Nah, bro, we got other stuff to do. Nah, sis, I'm gonna do that. Oh, they might lie to you. Yeah, I'm gonna get my credit repaired 2 years later. Still, hey, cuz, you still doing credit repair? All right, so I'm just telling you from experience. So you want to collaborate with people who already know the thing. So we can go around here, we could do all of this. Yo, I know the way, or I'm going with you. And it just make the journey fun and they make it easy. So that's why I want everybody in here to get a business bestie, to get an accountability partner, a love plus buddy, whatever it is. Find somebody in here you can become best friends with. I know it sounds childish, but sometimes you're gonna have to be a child in order to get some things as an adult. And yeah, a lot of women know they put the puppy eyes on you to get their way. They put the softness on you to get their way. They might cry a little bit to get their way. Okay, but it ain't working with me. All right, it ain't gonna work. All right. So the idea is to collaborate with people who are already doing the thing that you want to do. So why is that? Because what if you get a mentor and you just shoot right over this thing? What if you can get somebody who already done it and just shoot right over that thing? It would be easier and faster. But sometimes it's good to go through the steps yourself so that way you can understand the experience as well. Okay. So we want to be able to collaborate. So now here's where it gets super interesting. Here's where it gets super interesting. Here's where it gets super interesting. So when we add the 4 levels of impact and it becomes the RIC impact. So we add the 4 levels of impact and it becomes the RIC impact. Utilizing the renovate, innovate, collaborate method, we combine the 4 levels of impact because there are 4 levels. It could be a little bit more levels. You could always create more levels, but I like to use the 4 levels. Why? Because it's simplistic and it gives us exactly what we need. Gives us exactly what we need. So what's the first level? What's the first level? Let me know in the chat. What's the first level? In fact, let's start with the highest level. Let's go with the highest level. The highest level is imagination. Highest level is imagination. That's the person that creates the idea. They get paid the most, have the most impact, and they get to spend 80% of their time enjoying themselves, only 20% time working. That's the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of your efforts. Communication is next, the third level. Communication, you get paid a little bit less than the person who created the idea, and you have a little bit less impact, but you still have a lot of money, a lot of influence, and you also get to have a lot of your time. And you only spend 20% of your time working if you choose to do so. Right. Second level is unification. Is you make a little bit more money than the implementation, but you still bound by the clock and you still have a low level of influence. But nonetheless, it's all steps. So I don't want you to look at it from the corporate veil. You can, if you want to, but I don't want you to look at it from a negative sense. Only look at this from a positive stance, okay? If you're at the implementation level, that's fine. Somebody let me know which level of life you're at right now, or which level of impact you're at right now within your business or your career. Let me know. Implementation is the one who implements the thing. The person creates the thing. There's a person that communicates the thing. There's a person that unifies people to do the thing. And then there's the people that actually do the thing. When you think about Amazon, the person who created Amazon, they use their communication and their unification to unify people. Basically, it's literally just a step-by-step roadmap. So if you are the employer, you're going to communicate to somebody to hire them to be able to perform a task. Now, as you grow and you get bigger, you're going to hire somebody to communicate, to unify someone to be the implementer. So in other words, you're going to hire a supervisor that, they hire a manager that hires the employee that does the thing. So essentially, it just keeps going on and going on. You could keep doing this and keep doing it. The idea for you is to understand as an entrepreneur, you need to create the idea. You need to be able to communicate the idea through your sales, because if you don't want to communicate the idea through sales, it's not going to work. Let me know in the chat if you have a fear of selling. Let me know in the chat if you have a fear of selling. Let me know in the chat if you don't like selling. So real quick, the $1 million formulas, right? There's a couple $1 million formulas. It's literally just reverse engineering. So you want to reverse engineer, put your money goals in the chat. Let us know how much money you want in a calendar year. So if the goal is 1M, the goal is 1M. If the goal is 1M, you can start thinking about it. Okay, cool. If I'm the person that created the idea and I have the imagination and I want to communicate my idea to someone and unify them and I want to get them to buy it or implement it, you have to sell. Bottom line, end of discussion, you must sell. So the idea is if you sell a $20 product, you would have to sell 50,000 units per year. That's a lot for some people. That's a little bit for some people. Depends on your product, right? Like people who make the plastic forks that come in a package, like it's like a spoon, it's a set, a spoon. Is it a spoon in there? Yeah, it might be a spoon in there, right? Like when you get the little set plastic thing from like a takeout meal, you get like a fork, a knife, and maybe a spoon. I think it's all three in there, right? Either way, if you sell those at $1, how many restaurants are actually buying that? So you could easily do a number of 50,000. Like that could be easily, depending on your business model. Now, if you are offering something at $200, how much do you need to sell? How many units do you need to sell in order to get 1 million? How many units do you need to sell in order to get 1 million? Let me know in the chat. How many units do you need to sell in order to get 1 million? 5,000. So you see, it gets a little bit simplistic. It's just literally reverse engineering, but most people do not reverse engineer. So this is where they get stuck at. If your belief is you're just gonna wing it, don't do it. Just put preparation in. You sell 500 of these at a $2,000 price point. You sell 2,000 of those. I mean, you sell 500 of those at $2,000 price point. You can make $1 million. So it's real simple when it comes to math, but it's the mindset that comes from behind it. So some people, I wouldn't say most, but some people, they don't even want to make $1 million. They just want 6 figures. If you want 6 figures in 6 months, all you need in 6 months is to sell $200 products, right? And you need to sell it 500 times. Or you can have a $500 product that you sell 200 times, right? So you can mix and match it up if you want. It depends on how you feel. But either way, you're selling. So if you go and get a job, right? If you go to get a job, you're selling. So either way, you're going to sell a person that you can get the job done and be the solution to their pain and help their progress. Or you could sell a person that you're going to have a product that can get the job done to be the solution to their pain and help their progress. Either way, you're going to be selling. How did you get your job? How did you get your job? See, you got your job because you sold them on you. Either way, you were selling. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. You're going to sell regardless. But the idea, the key thing is to sell your money. Somebody put in the chat, sell my money. Somebody put in the chat, sell my money. You want to be able to sell your money. You want to be able to have your money work for you. And I'm getting ready to close up. You want to have your money work for you. Here's how you're going to do it. First of all, we already know the idea of the credit, right? When you go and you get the credit, you leverage the credit. When you leverage the credit, you can use the credit to purchase something that somebody would love to purchase from you. Make sense? If you want your money to work for you, you purchase something somebody would love to purchase from you. Same thing like stocks. That's the idea about stocks. That's the idea around crypto. If you purchase stocks, you purchase into stocks, you own a percentage of the company. See, you don't want to just think that you could earn your way to wealth. You have to do what? Own your way to wealth. Own your way to wealth. Somebody put that in the chat. But you have to do it in an effective amount of time, because you can make $1 million and you can think that's wealthy, but if you did it in 12 years versus 12 months, who was the real genius in that? The one who did it in 12 months or the one who did it in 12 years? Because I'm quite sure everybody here done touched millions already. Now, the idea is to have your money work for you. You could put that into other assets, as I mentioned before, like the stocks, but also like the cash value life insurance policies, and be able to move the money around. So once again, the idea is to have your imagination at bay. But if I'm you, it's this sweet spot of communication. It's a sweet spot. This communication, if you were just to focus on communication, I'm telling you right now, like AI has been taking over a lot of businesses. You walk into like a Walgreens or a CVS, and then they got the automatic checkout machines, or you go to Wegmans, they got the automatic checkout machines, or even Publix, right? You just could self-checkout. And the imagination, the idea is to be able to communicate so well that you can present anything to anybody, because Everybody wants to buy something. How many things have you bought in your life? How many things you will continue to buy? It's a never ending process. You're always going to buy. You're always going to buy. But the idea is to be the one that's selling, because generational poverty is not about money. Generational poverty is about mindset. So if I'm you, I'm thinking of an idea right now that I can communicate and get money off of. I'm thinking of an idea that I can communicate and get people to move off of. I'm thinking of a way to think about it. If you could just communicate, not only do you get money, but you get relationships. If you could communicate better, not only do you get money, relationships, you can also get time, because you can communicate with your time. Okay, in a matter of time, I'm gonna get X, Y, Z done. See, the reason why we stop saying you're gonna have a year mentorship is because when we say you have a year mentorship, people take a whole entire year just to move. Let me know in the chat if you experience this. It's taking you maybe too long to do something that was could have been done in a short amount of time. So it took you 3 years to get your LLC, that it really just only took 3 days for you to get it, but you've been procrastinating, you've been putting it off, you've been saying you will do it, you've been saying all these other things, but I want you to focus on communication. Like if I can just help you communicate to other people, you can have a better relationship. You may not want the 6 figures, but you can have the communication where people can work for you and with you at ease. You can have the level of communication where people can come to you for ideas. But I'm telling you, do you want the red pill or the blue pill? The biggest issue is going to be your communication. The biggest issue. And a lot of times, people's biggest red flags is communication. This is going to be the thing that transforms your life. You have to be willing to communicate. Everybody who purchased the Speak with Confidence and Courage book, you have access to our speaker mentorship for 30 days. So when we send you the invite, you can just come for 30 days. We're going to teach you all these tools. You got the book already, so you can start working on that. But the idea is to communicate. If you work on this skill right here, this skill will set you free. But let's be real here. How many of you actually taking classes in communication? Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Put a 0 in the chat if you don't. How many of you taking classes in communication? Let me know in the chat. Put a 0 in the chat if you don't. Put a 1 in the chat if you do. This right here will literally transform your life day one. I can promise you. Let me give you a tool real fast that you can use to communicate your ideas. First thing I want you to do is say your possibilities. And I'm getting ready to close up, y'all, because it's 10:30. So your possibilities of what? Who are you the possibility of? So pick 3. Choose 3 possibilities. For me, I'm gonna have to change this in a little while, because I've been using it I've been using it since 2019, and it's been working. And I think I want a different level of experience now. So love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. So I want to pass this off to my business and my community and let them have this, and I pick up a new one. Right? I'm still gonna be able to have these ideals, but I want 3 at the center. For you, I want you to pick 3 at the center. I promise you, if you do this, it's going to change your life. You may not think it is, and I'm not asking you to think on your own ideas and think about what you know, because just like that illustration down here, you already know some things. I'm trying to show you. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to try to show you. I'm showing you that there's another way. And if you listen to me, you will be successful. No doubt about it. I can guarantee it, put a stamp on it. Signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Hey, that's a ball. Okay, so what are you the possibility of? And I want you to think about it this way, so it's easy. What do you want to show up to you in your life? Do you want love, connectivity, financial prosperity? That's what I was operating off of. And like I said, I went from making $50,000 a year to becoming $1 million earner in a matter of 5 years. This really happened in a matter of 4. We're on our 6th year with running this business. We've been in business for 11 years. So it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Somebody understand it's going to take time. But when you think about the 4 levels of impact, when you're using your possibilities, the first year you're going to be implementing. The first year you're going to be implementing. The first year you're going to be implementing. In the first year, you're probably only going to make about 50,000 a year. I'll take 50,000 a year extra from the business. You can still keep your job. I'll take that. 50,000, you're going to have to give about 20,000 over in taxes, but hey, there's some tax strategies you can apply. Okay, some tax strategies you can apply right there. The next year, after you start learning how to implement and do everything, you're gonna have to unify. So you're gonna have to get people on board. Maybe you hire a team. I can show you how to hire a team. I can give you VAs. I can give you tools, systems that's gonna allow you to actually run. Nowadays, we have the Mogul AI system. When you go on the loveplus.com, when you go on the transformation portal and you see that the Mogul AI system, I know some of y'all have seen that. I don't know if you ever clicked on it. Click on it and go read what the Mogul AI system is. I've been using this for a long time, and it gives you all of the data, the analytics that you need in order to be successful. See, most of y'all don't see me on advertisement. I'm gonna start doing more advertisement out there, but I've been doing person to person meetups. I meet people in person. So I've been on a road for what's the number, Sunshine? I've been on a road for 35 months out of 41 now. 41. Or what is it? I lost count at this point. I'm done counting because I want to be home more, right? I want to be in the office, in the studios. I want to be able to do that. But I'm still on the road. And I've been able to create this opportunity for myself. So I know that this roadmap is going to work for you as well because it was so simple for me. So you can be in the rooms and meet people and connect with people business to business. When I went into some of these mentorships, I done made my money back tenfold. I done spent 20 grand and made 120 grand. So I understand how this works. Now, the next year when you're able to implement, because you have a little status on you, people see you moving and doing certain things, you're gonna be able to get anywhere from 150,000. You're gonna be able to make 150,000. You could literally do this year one if you have a funding company, literally, a credit repair business attached to it. As an affiliate, I'm not even saying do it. I'm saying as an affiliate, as a white label, you can do this white label. Anyway, I got a higher purpose. So now up here, you're gonna get as the communication level, you're gonna be able to make $500,000. You're gonna be able to make 500K. That's not an issue. You're gonna be able to make 500K. I'll show y'all my receipts if y'all want. If y'all want me to show receipts, let me know in the chat. I'll pull up some receipts and just show you. But you're gonna be able to make this because not only do you have me in your corner, you have other mentors and other resources that I didn't have when I was doing it when I first started. So you're gonna be able to move faster. And then when you finally start to realize you got to put this all together and you got to be the one that controls the imagination of it. You got to build it out. It has to become yours. You have to take on the ideology. The same thing happens when you're at the corporate world. When you take your job in a way where this job is yours, when you're the boss, even though you've been hired by an employer, and you take on your role as you're the boss, I promise you're going to get promoted. I promise. This happens all the time. Inside of our accountability accelerator program starting on Sunday, where we take you through 4 weeks and we're helping you grow and expand your business. This is what I'm showing you. I'm showing you how to get promoted in your career and create a business that's going to allow you to bring in some income. So with this being said, you can now reach your goal of making 1 million because once you done went through these steps, you can get to the million. But it's a process. It's a 3 to 4 year process. This was year one. This was year two. This was year three. Now this is year 4. So if depending on where you're at in your journey, just know you got some time. Just know it's a 3 to 4 year journey. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to make $1 million in 4 years? Or do you want to keep making $50,000, maybe 80, maybe 100, maybe for the next 20 years? Choice is yours. Choice is yours. If you are inside of our Mogul Elite community, put a 1 in the chat. If you are not, put a 0 in the chat. If you want to be inside of our Mogul Elite community, it is only $47. Inside the Mogul Elite community, this is a school community. Inside the Mogul Elite community, you can look at resources such as videos, classes, all of these breakdowns that give you strategies, not only how to get free money, but also how to use debt as a wealth building tool. Also how to invest in self-storage facilities. Self-storage facility for us is the #1 pandemic proof, recession proof business. Now, you don't have to take our word for it. You can see for yourself. You can go online and see for yourself. And this is why the SBA funds acquisitions of self-storage. Makes sense? Let me know in the chat. Makes sense. Let me know in the chat if it makes sense. All right. So if you do want to join our school community, it's literally only $47. Let me grab a link for you. It's literally only $47. You could pay you could pay up front for the whole year if you want, which will be the best deal for you. You don't have to worry about monthly payments. And on top of it, you can put yourself in a position to pay a little bit less. So you get a little deal on that. Let me put it in the chat. Once again, I don't need to sell you on anything. Like, you sell yourself on it. You sell yourself on why this would be beneficial for you. If you want the Mogul AI system, go to loveplus.com, go to the site, click on the Mogul AI link at the top. I don't want to sell it to you. I don't want to sell it to you. If you want it, go get it. Like, if you want to be able to have analytic breakdown of what's working, what's not working. If you want to be able to work higher and not harder, you want to be able to see yourself working smarter, working more diligently in a way with the details, right? Because the dollars are in the details. Somebody's saying how. Look, let me just put loveplus.com in there. Oh, you're driving? Yeah, when you're not driving, just go to loveplus.com. Go to the transformation portal. When you go to the transformation portal, you will see a Mogul AI logo. Just click the Mogul AI logo. It take you right there to the site. You look at it and you can get that. Mogul, it is an investment, but like I said, I'm not selling you anything. You sell yourself. Is that worth it to you? Let me know in the chat. You know? And if it is, you get it. But that's it. You get it. I know the importance of working harder, and the importance of working higher, and I want you to be able to do the same. And that's why we put together these free classes for you to actually get value. And you could take everything I just said right now and you can start moving with it. Now, if you want practical help, like if you want someone to guide you, all you have to do is get into our community and we'll help guide you. We have a loving team of support, people that's here to make your lives easier, not harder, so that way you can do the things that matter to you most, especially like hang out with your loved ones and be with your children. So that closes up for today. I'll put the Mogul Elite. Sunshine, could you copy and paste that for me, please? Put the Mogul Elite in the chat.
Say that one more time, King.
Can you put the Mogul Elite link in the chat?
Yes, let me get it.
I just pasted in there. But get the one that has the $47 one, the $47 discount.
All right, let me go check for that. Hold on.
All right, so Sunshine's gonna get the one that has the $47 discount for you. This one is the $97. We have a $47 discount for you. So for everybody who's on this call today, you're gonna get gifted with that. If you take the opportunity to do so, once again, I don't need to sell you on anything. It's not what I'm doing here. I'm really just spreading the love. On a Saturday, I could be asleep because your boy needs to sleep. I could really be asleep and just getting that. But I love y'all so much that I said, let's continue to build this community of love, connectivity, and financial prosperity. So that is the goal. All right. Anybody with any question, you could come off a mute. Well, not come off a mute. Raise your hand if you have any question or concern. If you have any question or concern, you can raise your hand. All right, so there's no question, no concern or anything. I just want to let y'all know before I get off. What's up, Robin? What's going on? Unmute. I sent you the request to unmute, Robin. Sunshine is going to go ahead and grab the $47 link for you. He's going to put that in the chat. All right, so I'll come back to Robin. Darlene, what's going on?
I had to take my time because you know I'm driving.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm multitasking today. Yeah, so like I said, I'm into technology and switching from the medical field and I said yesterday, trying and doing that shift to the entrepreneur mindset all the way. So I understand what you're saying for technology, and I'm glad you shared earlier today your background because I already peeped that card from the way you carry yourself. So you was a confirmation of your background with your technology. Because your platform, your technology behind the scene, your portal is really excellent. It's really, really good. So I wanna when I do stop driving, I take the time and look at that and stuff and add to the value of my business that's already already started. I just have to keep building us. What do you call it? The software side of the house where I need to learn on the application side how to use all these functions because I'm in my golden years. So I'm like crawling again on the application side.
Absolutely. I got you on that. That's why we have the mobile AI system, because we want it to be so intuitive. We want it to be so helpful. The AI is going to guide you and direct you, but yeah, you still need to know how to do certain things, but it allows you ease and comfort. I know we have like these other platforms like Go High Level, which is dope, which is cool. I find it a little more complex. And with the system that we have, it's a little bit simplistic. And I like simplicity.
I want to work smarter, not harder, and smoother because I'm
Absolutely.
older.
Absolutely. We don't have a lot of time, right? We don't have a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time. That's the facts. So yeah, once you stop driving, go onto the portal, send a message to support. Myself or someone from the team will be able to help you, and we'll guide you in that right direction so that way you can get the service that you need and the help that you deserve.
I appreciate it. Take care. Be blessed.
Absolutely. Everybody send some love in the chat. Send some love in the chat. Oh, okay. So Robin couldn't unmute. Okay, Robin, we got you. We understand. We got you. We got you. So let me read what Robin says. Sunshine, can you help out if you can? If you can't, no worries. I'll read it.
I'm here. So Robin said, unfortunately, I can't due to my new phone. However, I'm very much interested in the book you mentioned about effective communication and or the Love Plus group.
Okay, is Robin driving or something? All right, so Robin, what I would do is I'll send it to your email. I'll send the book to your email. I'll send the book to email. You probably already got the book. I'll double check and see if you got the book already. If not, I'll send a purchase link to your email. You can go ahead and grab that. The book, I think the book is only $97. It used to be $29, but some of you, that's what I'll be saying. Y'all be playing around. We be giving y'all the discounts and giving y'all the loops, but y'all be looking at the price instead of the payoff. And now that book is 97. Y'all easily could have got it for 29 when it was on the hot sale because it was brand new. Now that we know that it's super valuable, well, we already knew that, but now that we know that it's super in demand, super valuable in that way, we got to go back to the regular price. But in the future, sometimes we do discounts. But here's the biggest thing too. If you've been putting in work inside the community of Love Plus, you've been commenting, you've been inside of the programs, you get rewarded with crew coins, and you can always use your crew coins for discounts on products in services. So I know on one way it may seem like it's one price, but if you know you've been committed and you've been doing work and you've been handling your business as a person that's thinking higher and you've been connecting with individuals, taking challenges that's on the development tab, posting inside the community, you get the crew coins, the reward points, and you're able to get discounted. So don't forget about that. And then also we have people who can sell you the crew coins too. Once you get a certain amount of crew coins, you can sell it for actual money. All right. Let me see. Somebody said, can you put the book in the link in the chat? All right. We can do that. Let's grab that. I'm gonna grab that for you right now. We can do that. All right. Any other questions, Sunshine, that I may have missed inside that chat? Did we put the $47 link inside of the school? I mean, inside the chat for the school community?
So I just sent the old ones that I had to somebody personally in the inbox. I'm answering personal messages that are just coming in. However, I'm not sure. I don't see the regular one. The one that I have is really, really old. And I'm hoping that it still works, but I don't see the regular $47 link.
What do you mean regular $47 link?
Where it actually said it. Everything that I'm
Oh,
pulling
okay,
has been changed to 97.
Well, because the $47 one is not the regular one. That's the discounted one. So on webinars or, on events like a Saturday like this, we'll give that one out because that is a discounted rate for people who show up. But for some reason, I only have this one in my catalog and I don't have anybody on the back end that can go get it at the moment. So I don't want to like be distracted on that. So I was looking for somebody to go get that. All right, cool. If you do want to be in the school community, I will still honor the $47 one. All you got to do is just text me, send me a message. Put my number in the chat, Sunshine, please. 646-787-0689. Text me MEC or Mogul Elite Club, MEC or Mogul Elite Club, and I will send you the $47 one once I get off of here. So that way you can have that. That's how I'll rectify that situation. Cool? Yeah, let me know in the chat. Cool? Yeah, Sunshine's gonna put it in the chat for you. You can use my phone number. If you want to get into the Mogul Elite Club, only $47 because the link that I put is 97. I want to save y'all a couple bucks. I want to save you a couple bucks. I mean, if if it don't matter to you, you could just go pay for it. But like I said, I love to help out. So I want to save you a couple bucks. So that's what I'm gonna do. So just message me, text me, doesn't matter. So here's the link. Let me grab this link for you. Any other question, any other concern from anything that we spoke about today? If you are inside of the accountability program, this is the leadership accountability. We are starting on Sunday, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is a really, Joyce, you're in there, Joyce. So tomorrow is a day that I want you to focus on you. So please set aside some time. There's no Super Bowl going on. I know there's an all-star game or something, but you got to be the all-star of your own life. Where is this? I got it right here. Also, too, here's the thing. Let me put this in a chat as well. There's a resource link that you can utilize if you need to see other digital assets. There may be some other assets like guidebooks. We have a lot on funding and credit. And literally, you can use this. Some of them are PLRs, where you use private label rights, where you can use that and sell it. Like you can use the information in it, get the results, and now it can become yours and you can sell it. So there's opportunities for you to do that. Here are some resources that you all can look at. Once again, look, I want y'all to think about it this way. Everything costs, I mean, everything is free, but you pay for how things are packaged. But that's up to you. I don't want you to feel obligated or anything like that. If you don't need it, you don't need it. If you're good where you're at, you're good. I don't want to, make y'all feel like I'm selling you on something, but I do want to offer you everything that you do have access to. I do want to have that available to you. Let me put it in the chat labeled resources. So here are the resources. I just put it in the chat, but I'm just going to label it so that way y'all know exactly what this is. Resources, and then I'm going to put the direct book link in there. And a lot of these books are G-books, so they're guidebooks and not some regular stuff that's just a bunch of information. They're usually short books that's guiding you to the result. So it's basically like if I'm not there, the book can handhold you. If somebody else is not there to help and guide you along, the book can do that. I don't want to handhold anybody. That's why I create G-books. Do I want to be able to give you personal guidance, personal attention? Yes, but do I want to handhold you where if I don't move, you don't move? No, that's not the intention behind any of this. I want you to be in a space where you can move regardless whether I'm there or not because you have the resources That's why we purposely and intentionally name it and label it resources. That's clear. Put clear in the chat. All right, so hold on. Where's that book at? There we go, right there. So I have a link for you. Let me copy that. Here's a link. This is the speak. Who's asking for this, Sunshine, by the way? You can send it to him directly too. I think it was Robin, right? All right, cool. All right, so this is it right here in the chat. Copy and paste it. Once again, you don't have to get anything, but we do provide you with a lot of resources. And yes, almost all of them cost. But remember, if you're on the site and you're doing work, you're getting crew coins. And these are tokens of our appreciation for your work and your own development, for investing into yourself. And you can always have discounted prices. Always. So don't feel like, oh man, I can't do. And we have bundles as well. And you can make money as an affiliate with us. And on top of it, you have a lot of books that's in here that's PLR that you can sell yourself and make money off it. So if you purchase the book, that book can make you 10 times more than money, literally. Let me see if any questions. Sunshine, help me out there. Any questions in the chat? Anything that I missed?
I'm looking.
I'm going to stop the recording at this point. Yesterday, I did post a recording for Friday's mindset leadership in the chat. I'll put that inside the Love Plus community group, and it should be community room. And it also should be inside the Accountability Accelerator group.
The Queen Darlene, she wants to know, how do you get an affiliate number?